Hey, what's going on, fellas? Before we get started with the video, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the official Boruto TBV VORTEX server on Discord for letting me host my very own event yesterday. I went on there and read all your hot takes and predictions for chapter 26, and I was also live on YouTube. Shout out to everyone who showed love, I deeply appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you guys join the official Boruto server. It currently has almost 5,000 members, so make sure you guys join up. I'm gonna leave the link to that down below in the description. I also have my very own personal Boruto Discord, which I'm also gonna leave in the description, so you guys can decide which one you want to join, or join both, you know? But anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yo, what's good, GMBA, Titanium, Cranium, Silas, Duzo? What's going on with y'all? Want to do something a little different this time, you know, share some love. This is a good way for me to kind of see the chat and read at the same time. Okay, bet. So we're gonna go over to chapter 26 hot takes. If you guys wanted to, I told you guys to drop your hot takes right here in this post. It's that time again. Drop all your chapter 26 hot takes and predictions down below. And I said this month is gonna be special because I didn't say it, but I was gonna go live with it. So here we are. Here we are. I don't know how long it's gonna be, actually. I don't know how long. It's probably gonna be like an hour or some change, because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's gonna have to chop up all these clips at the end. I'm gonna have to chop up this hour-long stream and post it. So the most it'll be 2 hours, but we'll see. We'll see how long it takes for us to get through these hot takes. And hopefully I don't yap too much, because when I get into things, yeah, you guys know how I am. So what we got? The first one. The chapter begins with Momoshiki's response to Boruto's offer. Skepticism is written in Boruto's face, wondering if Boruto knows that once Momoshiki takes over, it's game over. We later get a page showing Kawaki in the Daikokuten realm, looking at Naruto and Hinata once again. JURA's words still stuck in his mind like a sword thump. Kawaki will contemplate whether to take matters into his own hands or continue his alliance with Boruto. We then get a conversation with the elders and Shikamaru congratulating him for the success of the Tsunagakure mission, but they want information on where did he get this information from. Shikamaru comes up with a lie, and they believe it. The elders then make a decision, deciding to make Shikamaru the 8th Hokage, but before he could say anything, Kashi and Koji alert Shikamaru with his toads that Mamushi is on his way to devour Ada. We then see Mamushi exiting the base ready to hunt down Ada. Shikamaru immediately tells all Konoha Gakure clans such as the Nara, Yamanaka, Akamichi, Inozuka, Aburame, Hyuga clan, and even Shikadai, Inogen, and Chocho to guard Ada's location and protect her from Ada. That was a lot. That was a lot in the last part. Let me tell you right now. He doesn't need, look. Tells all the clans, it's no need. Only one person is needed to take care of Mamushi. That's it. Like, who cares about all these guys when you just literally have Damon there? And I guess Kawaki lives there as well, so you got Kawaki and Damon. Why do you need anybody else? Fodder. And I don't even mean the disrespect, but fodder. The Hyuga clan, you know what I'm saying? I can't disrespect the Hyuga clan, but they're not needed. Damon gonna body Mamushi. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Damon is right there. He's right there. Who needs all these other guys? That's how I feel about it. And nobody wants to see that. All we want to see for right now is Damon versus Mamushi, so we can get a better idea of how his Shinjutsu works. Because let's be honest, we're probably gonna learn something new about his Shinjutsu that we haven't known before, just because of, like, he's a Shinju, right? So something about Damon's Shinjutsu is gonna be exposed in this upcoming fight, just off the pure fact that his power works off like cognitive function. It's a psychological attack. You can't attack Damon. You can't even think about attacking him. Otherwise, your attack is gonna get automatically reflected back onto you. So to see a Shinju fight Damon, whose main actions is just based off instinct, that could have an effect on Damon and whether his power is gonna work against Mamushi or not. I think that's what a lot of people want to see right now. Also, we gotta realize we gotta go back to chapter 5, I think it was. Yeah, Mamushi was able to see through Ada's Senragon. So what's going on there? That's something rather than nothing. So I mean, Is he just not affected by Ada's omnipotence? He probably not. You see, that's why we gotta wait for chapter 26. That's why we gotta wait for chapter 26. I really don't know. I really don't know. But one way or another, something's wrong with him. See, he's different than the other Shinju. Or maybe the rest of the Shinju could do that, but we only see Momoshiki do it. So, yeah, that's why I don't care about none of this. I just want to see Damon brawl. That's it. Damon will lose because of Momoshiki's ability. Plus, it will be the last chance to see what happens if the Shinju eats their target. The last chance? Do y'all think Ada's going to be eaten? Like, I thought we would never see it. Like, I didn't think we was ever going to see that. I don't think we're ever going to see a Shinju devour their target. And I know, it's disappointing, but if someone was going to be devoured, they're dead. Like, that's it. They're not coming back. So who would you guys be willing to risk or just sacrifice for that to happen? Let's talk about the first part of the hot take. The chapter begins with Momoshiki's response to Boruto's offer. Skepticism is written in Boruto's face, wondering if Boruto knows that if Momoshiki takes over, is game over. So, I mean, I said this before, they both don't trust each other, right? So there's skepticism from both sides. More so on Momoshiki's side because he knows that Boruto doesn't trust him. So when you make a deal like this, it's always a catch. It's always a catch, right? So I believe the first bit of chapter 26 will be just the continuation of their conversation. And then we'll probably see like Boruto add more details to the deal. Sort of like, okay, if I give you my body, you just have to immediately leave Earth. Like, you have to leave the planet. You have to promise me you will not attack my friends and family, because that's one of the things that Momoshiki is going to do once he gets his body. Like, there's no thinking about it. He's going to do that. And then you also have to think about the plan to cultivate the divine tree and all that other stuff. So it still has to be like a mutual understanding that if I give you my body, you're gonna leave me the hell alone. You're gonna leave my friends and family the hell alone. Just go do something. This whole thing is a ploy. What I think is a ploy, right? Boruto is gonna give Momoshiki his body after they defeat JURA. He's just gonna use Momoshiki. That's all it is. Once that happens, boom, he's gonna tell Kawaki to just kill him right then and there. I'm pretty sure we could all agree with that. Yeah, it's true that Momoshiki is going to take over Boruto's body if they defeat JURA, but there's a plan of Boruto just saying, you know what, Kawaki, after that, you got to, like, destroy me. And I don't think he told him that directly, otherwise Momoshiki might have heard, but there's just a mutual understanding, like, if I run amok, go ahead and kill me. He already told Kawaki that in chapter 15. So basically, when he told him this, if I happen to lose it and run amok, go ahead and kill me. And I mean, Kawaki's going to do that anyway, right? There's no doubt Kawaki's gonna do that anyway. So I don't think there's a world where he just says, ah, damn, give Boruto back. No, he's gonna take care of business. So there's already that understanding. You don't really need to say something there. Kawaki in the Daikuten realm, being a creep once again to Naruto and Hinata, just looking at them. Oh my god. Kawaki will contemplate whether to take matters into his own hands or continue his alliance with Boruto. Golly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Kawaki has a choice here. I mean, he knows that he can't beat JURA by himself. Contemplate whether to take matters into his own hands, I don't think that's a possibility for him. I mean, a lot of people believe Kawaki is strong, but I don't think you guys believe he's that strong. The deal with Boruto has to stand until JURA is dealt with, one way or another. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Now, Code, I understand. Code could be dealt with solo. Boruto could just kill him right now. It's nothing holding Kawaki back from just killing Code right now, besides not knowing where he's at. The conversation with the elders in Shikamaru. Congratulating him for the success of the Tsunagakure mission. That's not gonna happen. Okay. When it comes to the Shikamaru situation, I believe that's one of the bigger situations in the series right now. Like, literally. And I mean, it wasn't a big thing. Sai just came in Shikamaru's office and told him that the elders wished to speak with him. So if we go back to like chapter 14, when Boruto was captured and interrogated, when he escaped, they was pissed. Like, they was like, oh yeah, the daimyo are not gonna be happy about this. And at the end of the day, it's the daimyo that are more upset than the elders. So they're in kind of like a rough spot. I wouldn't be totally mad at them. They're just doing their job at the end of the day. I mean, I see where the hate comes from. Throughout the series, they did more bad than good.
he's gonna call him in there, and Shikamaru might get fired. Obviously, if he gets fired, that's horrible. That's horrible for not only Boruto but for Kashin Koji as well, because there's certain things that Shikamaru can do as the Hokage, like send Sarada, Konohamaru, and Mitsuki on a mission to Sunagakure. I mean, if he's not Hokage, he just can't do that. Wasn't in chapter 6, they told him that basically Boruto needs to die. If Boruto isn't dead or, you know, isn't captured soon, then Tadamio are probably gonna stop the funding for Konoha. So literally, when I say this, I'm not kidding. The existence of Konoha is in danger if Boruto continues to live. So the fact that he's still alive, the daimyo, I mean, not the daimyo, but the elders are gonna be on Shikamaru's back about that. Yeah, they're gonna be on his back heavy. They're gonna say, yo, this is your last chance. This is your last chance to kill Boruto. If Boruto isn't dead by so-and-so, then we have to impeach you. We have to take you out of the office. Even if he's not officially the 8th Hokage, we have to remove him from just being that temporary Hokage. I don't know who they're gonna replace him with, but yeah, that's his problem. So obviously, I mean, Boruto, he already gets information from Shikamaru. Like that time when Kawaki and Delta were coming after him, Shikamaru told him, basically didn't tell him. Let's see if I can find it right here. So we see Kawaki and Delta flying to there, and then basically they're on like a 3-way call now. Shikamaru, Boruto, and Kawaki. And I guess 4-way because of Ino's there, but Kawaki's telling him like, yeah, I'm heading towards Boruto right now. Boruto hears this and then he just dips out. That doesn't happen if Shikamaru's not the Hokage, and then Boruto's in a whole different situation. So that's why I mean, if Shikamaru's not in power, it just makes things hella hard for Boruto. Even when Mitsuki was coming after him, Shikamaru gave him a heads up. He gave him a heads up before Mitsuki was able to attack him. But I mean, Mitsuki still attacked him, but at the end of the day, he got the heads up because of Shikamaru. So it just makes things easier. I mean, if Shikamaru's not empowered, then it's gonna be harder on him. Continuation between Momoshiki and Boruto. Flashback chapter 4 when Momoshiki took over Boruto. Mamoshi's arrival. Moeki's recovered process. Okay. Alright. Continuation between Momoshiki and Boruto. I mean, I already talked about that. Nothing really to say there. The flashback on chapter 4 where Momoshiki took over Boruto. I'm pretty sure he means chapter 5. Isn't that the chapter where we got the little flashback, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was chapter 5. He's talking about this. He's talking about the flashback with Boruto and Sasuke. Boruto said that the last time he used the karma was against Code. You know, Sasuke and him fought Code. But he didn't say Momoshiki took over his body. So that's where I'm confused. Like, I mean, I guess you guys could say he almost did, but he didn't. I do want a flashback to see that happen, but Momoshiki didn't take over Boruto. So yeah, chapter 5 is where Momoshiki took over Boruto. I would love to see a flashback of that, but I don't think we're gonna be seeing a flashback. You know, that's really reserved for like bigger events, because like you notice every time we have a flashback, it's right after something crazy happens. Chapter 4 was the emergence or birth of the Shinju. Chapter 5 was a flashback. Okay, chapter 12 was more like the buildup of Boruto being aided by Kashin Koji. Like, we wanted to see how they met throughout the time skip. So that was an inevitable flashback. Like, we already knew that flashback was coming. It's just about when is the perfect time for that. And chapter 13 was that time. Yeah, in chapter 15, he said Momoshiki's presence, like he felt Momo's presence when he used the karma. It felt like he was being taken over. Like, I think he seen or he felt Momoshiki's presence and then he just stopped using the karma. Or maybe something else happened, because whenever Momoshiki takes over, Boruto goes unconscious. So it's not like he just knows what happens. But if there's something more to that, I definitely want to see it. So if we get a flashback on that, hey, it is what it is. I'm with it. I'm with it. So the other flashback after chapter 13 was, wasn't it chapter 21? It was chapter 21 right after Sarada unlocked her MS. Or not unlock, but use the power, the ability for the first time. So that time was a little flashback of, you know, just Sarada reminiscing on her wish to become Hokage And then we get a little bit of Boruto and Sasuke. That's it. That's that flashback. And then what was the other flash? Oh, the most recent flashback was the one after Kawaki came and revealed his new limitless power. So after every single big event, we get a flashback. I mean, it's a cool flashback. Like right here, you see them talking on the Hokage monument. They didn't really need to do this. Like they could have just added this to the conversation. But I mean, there's probably a reason for that. The chapter can only be about like 40 so pages. If they added all this, the chapter was gonna be too long. But I mean, but it's just 2 extra pages. I mean, I guess it's not that crazy, but if they would have added this in chapter 15, they would not need to do this here. And then we could probably get a flashback of Amato removing Kawaki's limiters. Since Kawaki is here already in Sunagakure, just show a flashback of it happening. Like, show a flashback of Amato just saying, all right, I'm gonna remove your limiters right now. Just like how he did it with Code, you know? He said a little command phrase and then boom, Code limiters are off. Like, do the same thing with Kawaki. Okay, Mamoshiki's arrival. Something to sleep on. Don't sleep on this. Hey, don't sleep on this. If we see this is gonna be at the end of the chapter, he's not gonna pull up to Konoha by himself. That'd be kind of crazy to do. I'm kind of like interested in see how he's gonna approach Ada. I mean, you got Damon there and all that. Hey, if Mamushi just comes to Konoha and starts fucking shit up, that's going to be hilarious. Like, I perceive Mamushi to be one of the weaker Shinju. I don't know why. It's just he's a clone of Bug who isn't a shinobi. He can't fight. So it's like, if you was to just go off of like that, then Hidari should be the second strongest. And then Matsuri should just be like, okay. But I don't think it's like that. So, hey, Mamoshi's showing feats that a lot of the Shinju haven't shown. I mean, I remember when he pressed Boruto against that wall. Hey, he was giving Boruto some problems. He weak, but he a technician. I mean, yeah, he's smart. He's smart. Hopefully that carries over to his Shinju clone. Moegi's recovering process. Nobody really cares about this, buddy. Okay, so yeah, solid hot take. Okay, Shikamaru and Elders talk, them criticizing Shikamaru and sending Team 10 to spy on Boruto and his secret ally. That's why in Kashin Koji's prescience, Inojin was in their hideout. Plus, Team 10 is the only one who lacks development at some point and is the only one who views Boruto as an untrustworthy person. Everyone still views him as a traitor because of omnipotence, but every other character from the main cast, including Konohamaru, has noticed that Boruto has quote-unquote changed, or he's willing to help them. Boruto and Momoshiki talk continues, but ends abruptly with a cliffhanger. Hidari and Mamushi possibly going to Konoha, not JURA though, because as we know, he deeply admires Konoha's culture and doesn't want it to be destroyed. I guess that's it for now. That's just it. I want everybody to look at this. So what chapter was it in? Was it in chapter 23? Chapter 24. Oh man, yeah. That was chapter 24. So I think he's talking about the vision that Koji had. And one of those visions, Inojin Shikadai was definitely in Boruto's hideout, Boruto and Koji's hideout. But what exactly was they doing there? I mean, at first I thought it had something to do with like Shinki and Gaara. I mean, they was there too. They was trapped there. So Gaara and Shinki is safe now. So why are they there? Like literally. Maybe that's just a possible outcome, like that's a possible future, but that's one of the biggest question marks right now. Because after Gaara and Shinki were saved, I didn't really have another cause. Like I didn't really have another prediction on that one. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like put it in there right now. Put it in there right now in the comment section, in the chat, whatever. What do you think Team 7 was sent out of Konoha to do? So yeah, this is true about JURA though. He does value Konoha's culture and doesn't want it to be destroyed. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about JURA just coming and wreaking destruction. That's not the same with Mamushi though, but they all follow him. They all follow JURA, so I'm pretty sure they're not on that type of time either. So I'm gonna make sure I heart these by the way. And we'll move on to the next hot take. I think the part where Hima is attacked is that Koji saw isn't by... Oh, let me read that again because that just gave me a brain aneurysm. I think the part where Hima is attacked, that Koji saw isn't by JURA, because if it was, she would be fighting back, not being timid. I think as she is meditating, she either feels the menacing shift in Boruto's chakra, so she gets up to warn everybody that will listen to her, or Borashiki attacks her unexpectedly and takes her chakra, Or Momoshiki tells Boruto, if you mean that, you will kidnap her, as a test for Boruto to see if he really means what he says. And so Boruto kidnaps Hima. Damn, y'all with the long comments, killing me. He thinks it's the best option than to keep her in Konoha, because he probably knows the elders just see her as a weapon, and she doesn't need to be on the battlefield. Momoshiki will show Boruto her future of being eaten by JURA. So Boruto does what Momoshiki asks him, and then after he does that, Momoshiki gives Boruto a sealing contract to sign. All these, yeah, he's trying to make sure he doesn't get scammed, but it's not gonna work. He's gonna get scammed. And the sealing contract to seal is the JOUGAN. Boruto uses the JOUGAN to defeat JURA. That's how Momoshiki takes over through the JOUGAN in the manga, at least. Maybe in the anime, Boruto has to give his JOUGAN to Momoshiki to be able to take over. Not sure how this will all play out. I think the anime and manga are two different timelines. Alright, so Himawari is a special case. I'm not gonna say what I really think for Himawari, because I'm gonna just leave that for a video, but I think Himawari's purpose is not what it seems, but she does have a big purpose in the story. Like, I don't think she'll be just out here fighting JURA or just being able to defeat JURA. She's gonna be a part of that, right? It's hard because she still needs training. She just can't go out there and do what you guys think she can do. So that's why I think, like, Himawari is one of the more overrated characters, not as a character, but in terms of strength. Yes, she is very strong, but for what some people make her out to be, she's just not that yet. A lot of people base that off her potential. So like the dude said, Himawari, I mean, fighting Damon, it's just not happening. She's going to lose. She would lose to Momoshiki right now. She would definitely lose to JURA. She already did lose to JURA. Who else would she just lose to? They're gonna come after you for saying that. Hey, let them come after me. Let them come after me. It's true though. I love Himawari, but I'm not about to sit here and say like she could just go ahead and go toe to toe with one of the Shinju. Not until we see what she can do. She got destroyed by JURA. That's pretty much it. Yeah, sorry we'll body Himawari right now. I mean, we know that. So I'm not sure why a lot of people in the community just says, yeah, Himawari, whew, bro, give her one more year of training. She's up there with JURA. I mean, that's just based off statements. That's it. But that means Himawari will become stronger than him. Mind you, she's still a child. Yeah, like I said, she's still a child. So most of the talks is based off potential. I get it. I think Himawari has all the potential in the world. I think she has all the potential in the world. When she gets older, she's going to be a Kaguya Slayer. Literally. A Kaguya Annihilator when she gets older. But right now, relax. Borushiki attacks unexpectedly and takes her chakra. And so Boruto kidnaps Hima. He thinks it's a better option than to keep her in Konoha. Yeah, I mean, I like this because you know why? It gives Himawari more screen time. You know, I like Himawari. I think she's a good character and she needs more screen time, especially because I want to see her training. I want to see her grow into that character that everyone thinks she's going to be. So her being a part of the, you know, saying the resistance clan, you know, the Boruto Kashin Koji, yeah, I like that. I think we get a development for Shikamaru's Hokage status, flashback to most recent Momoshiki takeover, and development of their deal. I think we see what JURA and Mamushi end up doing. Set up for Damon to fight Mamushi. Hima learns a new ability. About the Momoshiki thing, right? Let's say Momoshiki just gave up, right? Let's just say he gave up after Boruto didn't lose hope and decided to keep his body after, you know, the events of chapter 80, Omnipotence, the swap. Let's just say he gave up after that, right? If Momoshiki takes over Boruto's body, wouldn't it be just to like commit? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I wanted to just be free of this curse, I would be trying anything possible to take control of Boruto just to get out of this curse. So when Boruto tried to use the karma in he said it was chapter 15, right? That's when he mentioned he tried to use the karma against Code. When he tried to use the karma, Momoshiki should have just took over his body and just said, you know what? Hey, Code, please. Or not even Code, just unalive himself. Just do it. If you really want to be free, just unalive your vessel or something like that. I think that's the easiest way to get out of this. I think we see what JURA and Mamushi end up doing. I think Mamushi is going to end up acting alone, like I said earlier. I don't think we should just introduce JURA back into the fight so soon. If anything, I think Mamushi should be just a Damon thing, right? I really want Damon to just be the main one fighting Mamushi. Like, if it's not for him, then Ada gets devoured. I want to be on that type of timing, because it's just that we just haven't seen him fight in so long. And that statement that after, like, what chapter was it? In chapter 80, when Boruto was about to leave Konoha, he said, yeah, get stronger so you can make me fight at full strength for the first time in my life. Oh my God. I think this is the time we're gonna see that. He's going to have to, especially if his Shinjutsu ends up not working. Oh my God, it's gonna be crazy. Set up for Damon to fight Mamushi. Chapter 25 was more like a transition chapter. It's like, you know, we see what happens with everybody after the conclusion of the Tsunagakure arc. And then at the end, basically is the build up for the next big thing. So now in chapter 26, we'll possibly be getting what we're gonna be expecting after that. So this is gonna be the start of the next arc, this chapter coming up. I would say chapter 25 was a rest. Chapter 26, we're back into the action. Okay, so Hima learns a new ability. KCM, Baryon mode. What is Kurama and Himawari training for? Is it for a new ability or just to be able to sync better? If they're able to sync their chakra better, I think she would be able to get a lot stronger. And I'm not talking about no KCM, you know, no, I mean insanely stronger. She'll just have access to numerous of abilities if she just learns to sync with Kurama's chakra. So that's basically it for Himawari. She just gotta train with Kurama. She'll just get hella strong because of that. But also, I don't want her to be a Kurama merchant. She gotta learn how to fight herself. So that's what I care about. That's what I care about. You know, can Himawari without Kurama, can she still hold her own? What about her Byakugan? Because this is possibly the first time we can see the Byakugan work together with Kurama's chakra. And oh my God, boy, oh boy, I want to see that. I want to see that so bad. I want to see that. Oh man, there might be 3 or 5 plot points that are most likely going to happen in this chapter. One, obviously, the deal with the devil Momoshiki. He's been getting the people's attention, the heebie-jeebies, since we have not seen him for so long. Okay. 2, Ada, Sarada, and Sumire. Since Ada is nosy like Pinocchio, she definitely wants to have a conversation with them. This can lead to a very, very interesting unfolding. Because of Sarada's confession and Sumire obviously stating her feelings for Boruto, this can lead to Ada having a realization that they are not affected by her charm. This can either lead to 2 emotions, happy or scared, or both. Because she always wanted a real ordinary friendship, but she can realize that she can get jumped. Yeah, definitely. 3, Mamushi on the damn move. He's ready to eat, pause, and it may be the start of his what? Parole. This can lead to lots and lots of panicking on Ada's mind, Kashikoji's mind, and maybe just Damon's mind. 4, them damn elders. I just know that in the next chapter they're gonna be on their butts yapping. Boruto should have been killed. Kawaki getting powers, get in line. Sarada's MS getting restricted. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They're gonna be some haters. Number 5, I don't even know. It could be an update on the sand or an insight of the Konoha L11 or some discussion with the Shinju. Okay. Also, hot take. I'm done with Sumire's character. Low-key pissed me off to the 10th power. Okay, so we talked about Mamushi. We talked about the elders. We gotta talk about Sarada. I mean, y'all really want me to talk about Ada and Sarada? I could. I guess that's the only thing we haven't covered. So basically, like, Ada was just visibly mad that they was having a heart-to-heart without her. Like, at the end of the day, she's like a regular teenager. I don't even think she notices that they're not affected by her charm because of them having that. But I mean, Ada's not dumb, so it could be exposed that they're not affected. But oh man, that would be crazy. I don't think Ada should be on guard though. Like, sure, even if she knows that Sarada and Sumire aren't affected, is she just gonna say, you know what? Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go now. My friends, my dearest friends that I wanted for my whole life. You gotta die because you're not affected by my love charm, omnipotence. No, I don't think that's gonna. I mean, if anything, Damon is just gonna be more on guard. He has to be on guard anyway because of Mamushi, but now he damn sure has to be on guard because, I mean, obviously, Sumire isn't a shinobi. I mean, but you know, yeah, look out for Sarada. She's the one. I don't think Damon was just gonna be like, you know what, Sarada, you gotta die now because you can kill my big sister. He's not gonna do anything that Ada doesn't tell him to do. So if Ada doesn't say like, you know what, take care of Sarada, then he's not going to do that. That's what I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, Sarada could beat the brakes off Ada. She's not a fighter. The only thing she really has going for her is her power, her Shinjutsu, but that's about it. Sarada is a way better fighter, you know, in all categories. But yeah, what we should be looking out for is probably just Sarada, if that's the case. I mean, obviously some more plot points is gonna pop up because of that, but it's really Sarada's confession, you know? I mean, I guess Ada already knew that Sumire liked Boruto because of when she just ran out. What was it, like chapter 16? She already had a big hissy fit about that. So it's like Ada knows that Sumire likes Boruto. She just seen it as, oh, more gossip, yeah. So she's not really thinking about that. All she's thinking about right now is two of her friends having a heart-to-heart and she's not there, so she's just jealous. I think Momoshiki is gonna be on the defensive about the offer. Boruto is far from being stupid. It could easily backstab him by playing his words, making him think he's immediately getting his body if they kill JURA. That's if they can, as of now, of course. Plus, Kawaki might lose his power. He might lose his mind over this if Boruto doesn't tell him about it. Apart from that, we gotta see the start of that Damon versus Momoshiki fight. Ada was way too calm in the last chapter. A quick scene of Gosh and Koji about to reach out to Boruto to explain him how his actions affected the future. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that Ada nonchalant gimmick. Like, sure, you're powerful. Damon's probably the strongest in the verse right now. Not the verse. Let me rephrase that. Damon's the strongest in Konoha right now, sure, but you shouldn't be all nonchalant. Because the Shinju is still the Shinju, I ain't gonna lie. So, I mean, it's cool we see a little chalantness on Ada's part. Shibai gotta be introduced into the story somehow. He is. And it's gonna happen soon. It's gonna happen soon. Even though Shibai is like a plot device to just make Shinjutsu make sense and, you know, more information on Boruto's future, Shibai is going to be reintroduced into the story very, very soon. The thing about Kawaki, Boruto is not going to tell Kawaki about the deal he made with Momoshiki. I mean, it's true, he's going to lose his mind over it. He's going to lose his mind over that if he tells him. So why tell him? It's gonna be a bit skeptical if Boruto just pops out using the karma against JURA. Then Kawaki's gonna be like, oh my god, what the hell? Like, Boruto, what are you doing? I thought you couldn't use the karma. But hopefully they're just too distracted by JURA to just lock in on that, you know? Hopefully, I don't know. But after that, Momoshiki gets Boruto's body, Kawaki kills him. That's it. That's what Boruto wants. So I don't know what happens prior to that. Like, Kawaki might get suspicious of it, like he's talking to Momoshiki. It doesn't matter because after they kill JURA, I mean, yeah, Boruto's gonna stay in control of his body until JURA is dead, you know? Kawaki could just see as Boruto taking a risk in activating his karma, but it's like, you need to do that. You need to do that. So it is what it is. The chapter starts off with Shikamaru getting scolded by the old crones, but he just thinks it's nothing but a drag. They pop over to Ada having a yap session, whatever, with the girls, only to be interrupted by none other than the diddler himself. Who? The what? What did you say? And I know he's in here too. Titanium Cranium, I know you're in here. Where you at? Where the hell you at? You typed in here too. That comment was insane. Why add the baby oil? Like, look at him right here. He said this. He said this. What, baby oil? Baby oil in each hand. Mamushi, but wait, Damon is still at the house. Mitsuki will have to fill in. Given their namesakes, will he be able to hold them off in time for Damon to arrive? Find out next time on TBV VORTEX. No. What is that? No, that is funny. About Mamushi, he's probably gonna pop up out of nowhere. But they're gonna know if he's coming because I don't think Code has any claw. Actually, that might be wrong. Code might have claw marks in Konoha because of the invasion in the early part of TBV VORTEX. He might have some claw marks in Konoha that Mamushi can use to get easy access into it. Or maybe JURA. I mean, JURA was there. Mamushi, hold on. You go back to chapter 12. Hidari actually, look at all these claw marks. Look at all these claw marks. Come on, right? You telling me one is not in Konoha right now? You telling me one of these claw marks is not in Konoha right now? Like, look at all that when Hidari was fighting Boruto and Sarada. Come on, bro. One of the claw marks is already in Konoha. Momoshiki can get there and back easily. So he's gonna get there, go straight to Ada, try to devour her, and then that fight's gonna start. That fight's gonna start, and that's gonna be one of the craziest fights in the series. I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it right now. The outcome of Boruto and Momoshiki's convo will not be evident until much later when Boruwaki faces JURA. That's crazy. Boruwaki. Why not just say Boruto and Kawaki? Well, okay, they faces JURA again, well prepared. Diddy Shinju on the move. Everybody calls him Diddy Shinju. Is this something I'm missing? Diddy Shinju? The diddler. Okay. Well, the Diddy Shinju on the move for Ada. Cliffhanger last page. Elders pressure Shikamaru to capture Boruto. Kawaki and Amato conversate. I'm not gonna talk about this conversation anymore in the video. Okay? That's crazy. Okay, with the Diddy Shinju thing, I get that. That's going to happen in the latter half of the chapter, I'm pretty sure. I just want the beginning of the chapter to be, you know, Momoshiki and Boruto. That's it. And the cover's obviously going to be Momoshiki, so yeah. First cover, Momoshiki, let's get it. Chapter 26, we already know. Yeah, this is not going to happen until later, and we'll probably see if Momoshiki ends up bringing Hidari or somebody with him. Do you have the physical copy of Boruto TBV VORTEX? I do. I have every volume. I have volume 1 through 5 right here. Okay, so that's it for Mamushi. Elders pressure Shikamaru to capture Boruto. Another narrative that's gonna happen besides the Mamushi situation is going to be like, who's gonna assassinate Boruto? Like, I feel like they're really gonna send an assassin after him. What chapter was it? It was one page. Oh, it was here. Yeah, it was here. I got lucky. Okay. Yeah, he's pissed. He's like, what's going on? I hear he's been in the village several times. Moreover, you let him slip right through your fingers when you had him in custody. He's one measly rogue ninja. That's a crazy statement. He obviously doesn't understand the situation. Why haven't you been able to dispose of him already? Please forgive this appalling, inexcusable blunder. Recapture and snuff him out quickly. Should you fail, those responsible will end up being brought to task. Who's responsible? Shikamaru. Rest assured, we shall put an end to this in a manner that suits your wishes. I mean, there could just be an order, or Shikamaru could just give out an order to assassinate Boruto. But Shikamaru might tell Boruto like, yo, I'm forced. I have no choice. If I want to keep my status as Hokage, I have to send someone after you to kill you. That's just what it is. So, I mean, that could be related to Koji's vision that he had back in what, chapter 22 it was? Chapter 23. It was chapter 23. This could be related to that. Because if Shikamaru has no choice but to send someone after Boruto to kill him, yeah, it could be Team 10 in Himawari. I don't think it's gonna be Himawari, but it could be Team 10. They could just be sent out to take care of Boruto. That's why they're at the hideout. Like, it could be as easy as that. That could be a potential video. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. That's crazy. You see how I just come up with stuff on the fly? Like, no, I'm just thinking about it. Boom. That's it. That's what I think. It's a possibility. Not saying it's definite, but you know, we don't know. So it's just making theories, you know? That's it. Kawaki and Amato. Only thing I want to see with that, I want to see how Amato removed Kawaki's limiters. I don't care about nothing else. To be honest, I don't. Kawaki and Amato need to conversate to just give us a flashback on how it happened. That's pretty much it. Because we already seen what we needed to see from that conversation. Kawaki's not going to bring his daughter back to life until Boruto, Code, the Shinju are dealt with. So it is what it is. Okay, yeah, one of the last ones after that, we just go to this because all these are not hot takes. I think Boruto and Mamushi's conversation will be shown more, and there is also a chance of a fight between Ada, Damon, and Mamushi. Who's Ada fighting? Like, Ada's not fighting nobody. She can't fight. You gotta get it through your heads. Everybody gotta get through their heads that Ada cannot fight. Ada can't fight. She has no hands. Shinju era might be over soon. Ryu and Matsuri is dead, then Mamushi, Hidari, and finally JURA. This will continue for many chapters. He's not wrong. The Shinju era is almost done. Ryu's dead. Matsuri's dead. If Mamushi goes to Konoha and JURA gives him that belt, he's dead. So Hidari and Jura, sure. If the Shinju are going to be killed off so soon, then Jura has to find a way to absorb all their power and just gain exponential strength. That's how it has to be. Did you see where it said Shibai created the Naruto/Boruto world? That's interesting. He might have been the divine intervention. But when I say it, people call me crazy. I get called crazy all the time on like Twitter or something like that because I say this divine intervention with Shibai. Am I crazy for thinking that? I don't think I am. If there's gonna be a fight, it should be like Damon and Kawaki versus Momoshiki. I would love to see that. Like, do you know how much I would love to see that? This is just getting me 10 times more excited. 10 times more excited for this chapter to come out, bro. The Shinju era could be over very soon. Yes. Yeah, that's a possibility. All right, so one of the last hot takes when it's chapter 26 dropping. Let me just answer these questions real quick. It's dropping on the 19th, right? Or the 18th? One of those days. One of those. I think the 19th. The 19th. Okay, here's the last one. Boruto nervously pushes his deal and Momoshiki sides-eye him. Flashback hits to when he almost lost control fighting Code, and you can feel the tension cutting deeper than any fight. Chapter 26 is going to be pure psychological chaos. I like this one. Okay, flashback. Everybody wants to see a flashback. Okay, apparently, I think I've seen like 3 or 4 comments of them just saying, yeah, I want to see that flashback to where Boruto almost got his body taken over. We get it. I mean, that would be cool to see because we haven't really gone into that situation entirely. But moreover, I just want to see that whole fight completely. And I already have a thumbnail for that too. Like, I didn't show y'all my thumbnail for that. Oh, I didn't show y'all my thumbnail. Oh, I have a thumbnail for damn near every situation chapter 26 could like give us. I have a Boruto versus Jura with the karma, Boruto with the karma versus Jura, Momoshiki versus Jura. I have a Boruto, Code, and Sasuke standoff. You know what I'm saying? In that fight, they said Sasuke was carrying. Literally, Code said that Sasuke was carrying. I want to see Sasuke go crazy. You know, he even sliced Code's eye. So, hey, I would love to see that. I need to see that. So, yeah, I want to see the fight between Boruto, Code, and Sasuke. Other than that, it is what it is. So, actually, I thought this was kind of light for this chapter 21. I usually get around like 40 comments, but I don't think I'd be able to do 40 comments. That's why I choose 10, because I can't literally make a video going over every single comment. One, because most of them are just repeats, but then it's a lot. So that's really it, bro. Like, this is the only way for me to do every single comment. I just have to go live. After that, I literally just say, you know what? I'm going to edit all these clips. So yeah, chapter 26, I'm actually going to be live again to go over the spoilers too. So once the spoilers drop, I'm going to be live. That's going to be sometime between now and the 18th. Actually, not now. That's going to be sometime between the 12th and the 18th. So you guys haven't tuned in before, make sure you guys tune in for chapter 26 because that's where everybody's at. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Didn't really plan to be here long, you know, just wanted to test out the waters. Like I said, make sure you guys go join the Discord, the official board to Discord. I'm gonna put that in the chat too. I'm actually gonna put that in the video too, just because I know the video's gonna get more traction. So, you know, it's better promotion. Yeah, I appreciate everybody who tuned in, bro. If you haven't subscribed or liked the stream, go ahead and do that, bro. I gotta edit, so hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, until next time, peace.